Today marks 100 days of reading the Bible. I am going to tell you a big secret that is shared by many of my fellow Christians, but never talked about. I have never read the Bible. It's Christmas Eve, and today is day 100 in my year-long Bible plan. I stepped away from my faith for a long time, but I was raised Catholic. I was baptized and confirmed in the Catholic Church, but in my young adult life, I neglected one of the most important practices in my faith: reading the Bible. Yes, I read parts of it, and parts of it were read to me during church and Sunday school, but I spent my youth claiming to be a Christian without ever actually having read the book that our faith is based on. Looking back, that made me a misinformed follower of Christ, and is probably one of the bigger reasons I stepped away from the faith and led such a sinful, selfish, ego-driven life. And since I hadn't read the book, it sort of begs the question, what was I stepping away from exactly? So a couple of years ago, after re-engaging with the faith, I decided I was finally going to do it. I was going to buckle down and read this thing. And let me tell you, I struggled. It's a daunting task. The Bible is roughly 1,300 pages long, depending on the translation. And it's actually not just one book. The word Bible comes from the Greek biblia, or books, plural. It's actually around 66 books, written by dozens of authors over 1,500 years, and there's so much to it. History, poetry, ancient wisdom, prophecy, letters, and the Gospels, which are essentially biographies of the life and times of Jesus Christ. On top of all of that, I'm not a very good reader, and depending on which version you read, it may have an older form of English, and that might be very hard to understand. After a lot of trial and error, my friend Sean recommended that I get on a Bible plan, which breaks it up into daily readings. This is really cool because it means you get to read the Old and the New Testaments at the same time, which, if you're not familiar, means you get to learn about people like Moses and Jesus at the same time, when in reality they lived around 1,000 years apart and therefore are on opposite ends of the biblical canon. Breaking it up into more digestible chunks made things easier, but even then I struggled. I rarely had this giant book on me, so I wouldn't pick it up and I became inconsistent. Then I went back to my friend Sean and he said it literally has to be the first thing you do when you wake up in the morning. Around that same time, I discovered the Bible app, where you can access any version of the Bible you want for free and break it up into 3, 6, or 12-month plans. I'm embarrassed to say my phone is on me at all times anyway, so this was perfect for me. Honestly, I still miss days, but after 32 years of shying away from one of my biggest responsibilities as a follower of Christ, now, on more days than not, when I wake up, the first thing I do is read the Bible. And as of today, I have done that 100 times, and truly, I tell you, my life has never been filled with more love, joy, and wisdom. Even if you are totally unspiritual, a 100% non-believer, it is hard to argue that the Bible is not a literary masterpiece. The stories are inspiring, the relationships are heartbreaking, the poetry is moving, and the history is enlightening. So much of our society is mirrored in this book. I've only read a third of it, and it's like having an instruction manual for why the world is the way that it is. If you're a car owner and you never read the manual and you don't understand mechanics, one day someone will tell you what you owe and you'll have no choice but to pay up. And that is how I spent the majority of my Christian life. Joshua 1:8 says, "This book of the law shall not depart from your mouth, but you shall meditate on it day and night, so that you may be careful to do according to all that is written in it. For then you will make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success." You may not believe it, but I read that this morning on day 100. I speak for all faithful, faithless, uncertain, good readers, bad readers, saints, and sinners when I say, reading the Bible has never been easier. And now that I've started, I'm never going to stop. I am going to post more about how I read, things like doing research and trying to maintain a soft heart during times when I don't understand. If you want some help in those areas, stick around. And as always, stay strong, my friends.